Yep, this has happened now. And it's all this guy's fault, as well as all these lovely people right here. Thanks to Hello Games, amazing support for PSVR 2 on PS5, as well as all of you lovely community members who so aggressively donated to me and forced me against my will, I have now officially picked up a PlayStation 5 Pro. And it's only for one reason and one reason alone. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm a day zero player, and ever since they added VR support, it made it so cool and immersive to just get lost in the endless universe with. I've got easily over 1,000 hours doing everything from exploring the universe to swimming underwater, scanning sharks, to building dragon mechs, all sorts of amazing shit. With every single update, I spend dozens and dozens of hours more. And in one of the latest updates, they added PSSR. That's PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or as like we like to call, PSR. This is the brand new AI technology that sharpens the image quality compared to the base PS5, and supposedly it makes a huge difference. No Man's Sky is the only game at this time to have this feature, but it's probably not going to be the last one. So I am extremely excited to jump in and look around and see what this is all about. Alright guys, so before we jump into the PS5 Pro, it's going to be extremely important to first establish a baseline on a regular PS5 to see where the game kind of tends to struggle graphically and performance wise. So here I see lots of shimmering and aliasing here in the background. Some of it does look pretty clear as well, but it's definitely noticeable and just creates this little bit of a jittery look to it. This one in particular, the resolution actually isn't that bad. However, most of the time when there's a big cluster of trees, it can cause a lot of shimmering, aliasing, things like that. So this planet, when you move around a lot, when there's a lot of activity going on, there's definitely some noticeable little bit of chugging on the frame rate that takes a hit here. With all this vegetation and flora here, there's definitely a lot of shimmering and aliasing going on with these plants. It just seems to be kind of grainy, jittery, blurry in places. Unfortunately, a lot of the surface of the water on a base PS5 has become kind of blurry, shimmery, some aliasing, things like that. So not the cleanest look, even though they've added all these nice reflections. You can kind of see maybe in the distance, just it's not very clean overall. This has also been completely revamped and it looks absolutely stunning. There's so much more colorful stuff happening, lots of different wildlife going on here, and let's take a look. So these bubbles, a little bit lower resolution, they're noticeable here, same with all these little effects here. Hey fishy. Everything else looks pretty good for the most part, maybe just a slight bit of aliasing over there, but really not much. So one of the last ones I want to make sure to check out is my F-Zero inspired racetrack Big Blue, which took a huge hit after the water update. Definitely lots of noticeable shimmering on the surface of the water, some of the track itself, the level itself kind of tends to chug sometimes, especially when you have lots of base building going on. So this will be a really good test. However, right now it's nighttime and I want to see it in the day, and during storms especially, the frame rate just absolutely chugs. I think my PS5 is screaming for mercy right now, and it just definitely is struggling a little bit performance-wise. This will be a cool one to check out once we jump back in with the Pro. And guys, I think it is in fact that time to do so now and see what kind of difference it makes. I am so ready. Let's do this. Double rainbow. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this and take a look. There's the Dargon mech. Holy shit. It's clear. It's super clear. Wow. Okay. So it looked good before. Like, it looked good on the other one. but there was lots of little blurry kind of scan lines, lots of little aliasing. This looks so smooth. Holy crap. So we were just here a moment ago on the regular PS5, and all of these edges and everything were shimmering. They were wobbling a little bit. Guys, it looks silky, and I mean silky smooth right now. There is no aliasing anywhere to be found. Anywhere. The whole distance, everything is perfectly smooth. Wow. All right, so we are here, guys, back on my planet, normal AF-1, Dragon Mech, still parked in the trees as he likes to be there. You just do your thing, man. It's all good. He really loves those trees, though. But this one was the first one we tested out. It had a more of a frame rate issue. It was dipping pretty hard, was kind of dragging a little bit. Right now, it looks stunning. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The resolution looks perfect. Oh, that sunset or sunrise, whatever that is, looks so beautiful. I can see all the way out in the horizon. Even the waves out there look clear. That is a good sign of things to come here. Oh my God, you guys. It's so smooth all the way out in the distance. All of that blur and shimmering is gone. I can see like even the leaves on the on that little floating flower thing. Wow. It is definitely a significant improvement. The water, holy shit. Oh my God, the water looks perfect. You guys, it looks perfect. There's like no shimmering at all. Oh, the way this looks is incredible. Let's see here. Oh, just look at this. Would you just look at it? Oh my God, you guys, this looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is my planet Beetlejuice, which actually didn't look that bad on the other PS5. However, there were some noticeable things, and I can already see a difference. These plants here are crystal clear. You can see all of them. The leaves in the trees here, as I pointed out last time, they were like kind of blurry. They're clear now. Oh, and it just looks, oh my God. It looks so good. It went from looking really good to like perfect. Ooh, even the clouds of the fart fish. Their farts look so beautiful. Oh my God. It's just way more clear and detail. I love seeing the detail of their little fart clouds. And these trees, oh, it's like heaven, you guys. Even just the surface alone, that frame rate improvement makes a huge difference here. It's a lot silkier and smoother. And underwater looks freaking magical. Oh my God. The frame rate improvement makes such a big difference. I guess that is something that you're typically more sensitive to in VR. Now some of these things here, these still look like they run at a slightly lower resolution for these effects. These still kind of look the same, but the frame rate itself definitely helps smooth it out. Let's check out these fishies. Let's see if the fishies look any better. They look a little bit cleaner, not like a drastic difference, but definitely a noticeable difference. And they are crystal clear right now, especially up close. I mean, even from a distance, though, you can definitely tell a big improvement from where they were, and they look awesome. It all looks super clear out all the way in the distance. I mean, I don't even think my eyes can even see that far, but from what I can see, it is gorgeous, and there's no shimmering, there's no aliasing, no nothing. It's just what my eyes are capable of seeing. It can see all the way. Oh shit, and the clouds. The clouds look really good too. The clouds look really nice and clear. We're gonna have to go fly through those real quick then. But what the hell is going on over here? I love this game so much. This is nuts. Whatever is happening here, some sort of planetary anomaly, and I'm getting electrocuted. These guys seem to like it. Still looks good overall. Very nice and floofy, but not a drastic difference from what it was on the base PS5. But again, that frame rate being really improved just helps the clarity, the overall feel and smoothness of the gameplay feel a lot better. Man, the cockpits of the ship definitely look a lot better as well. A lot cleaner, a lot more smooth. Again, you just get this extra amount of detail. Like I never really noticed like kind of the rusty crud on my dash here, which is just kind of nice. Alright, so we are back on Big Blue, my F-Zero inspired track, and we got perfect timing because there's a storm that's rolling through and we're getting to look at these waves. Right now, my PS5, my base PS5 would be screaming for dear life, trying not to catch on fire, and this seems to be handling it pretty darn well. Alright, so this is my planet, New Hotness. This is one that struggles heavily on a base PS5 ever since they added these types of planets, and right now, this is definitely another example of a planet that it makes a big difference on the Pro. Not every planet is like this, but this is definitely one of them because it is silky smooth and the resolution increase just really helps the geometry, the textures, everything just pop and feel more alive, and the lighting, the reflections. So it's interesting. It may be more of like a planet by planet basis in terms of like how much it is affected, but I know for a fact that this one was really rough, almost unplayable on my base PS5, and right now it looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I think we've had enough here. Let's go ahead and get back and maybe summarize my final thoughts. All right, guys, and we're back. So I just got done playtesting No Man's Sky for 4 hours on a regular PS5 and then the PS5 Pro for the very first time. So here's a little summary of my final thoughts of my first impressions so far. Does it make a pretty big difference playing No Man's Sky on a PS5 Pro compared to a regular PS5? Yes, especially in some places. There were a planet like the teal planet with the flowers on it that it made a night and day difference. The volcanic planets that really struggled to perform well, it definitely made a huge difference. Not everything was perfect. Some of the same stuff still remained just because it hadn't been really updated. Some of the underwater effects like the bubbles, things like that, which didn't really look bad to begin with, but I was curious to see if they would be improved. Also things like the volumetric clouds, they looked pretty much exactly the same, which I was hoping would get a little bit of boost. But there are some things that made a huge difference, like the aliasing and the shimmer is completely gone now. Everything looks super smooth, pretty much no matter where you are. You can see everything out in the distance, and it's just smooth. It looks very nice and clear. Also, seems like a little bit of a resolution bump actually went a long way in really bringing out some of the details of the geometry of the environments, and it just made everything pop a little bit more and really brought it to life a little bit more. So that was actually unexpected and pretty cool. But also, the one of the biggest things there has absolutely got to be the water. The water looks phenomenal overall now. The surface of it no longer has any of the bad shimmering, anything like that. And the frame rate overall was a huge improvement. Like 90% of the game looked almost perfect. Maybe a little part here and there, it still maybe dropped like a frame, but overall, the base PS5 really struggled with lots of shimmering on edges, lots of shimmerings with bundles of trees and plants, edges, all sorts of places. You just see shimmer everywhere. It's a shimmer fest in lots of places. And then also the frame rate chugged quite a bit. Those are the two things that the base PS5 really struggles with and seem to be improved the most on the PS5 Pro. So overall, really big improvement, I would say. Not perfect, but a big improvement. Now, would you go out? Would I recommend you going out and buying a PS5 Pro just for No Man's Sky, or for whatever, for PSVR 2 in general? That's going to kind of depend. I don't want to say that I wouldn't recommend it, because I do think if you are like a hardcore VR enthusiast, and especially a No Man's Sky enthusiast, and that's all you play, then I think if you get one, especially on sale during like Black Friday or something, you're going to be very, very happy with it. But that being said, if you're on a base PS5 and you're pretty happy with it overall, I do not think it is a must-have upgrade that you absolutely have to have. I'm happy with it, but it's kind of what I expected, where the PS5 already looks so good as is that you really don't get a huge boost from it, but you do get a significant and noticeable boost, enough to where I think if you really wanted it, you'd be happy with it. In terms of like what I would recommend, I mean, the value of it is really, really nice. And you also have to keep in mind that there's other games that have some PS5 Pro benefits as well. Gran Turismo 7 being one that utilizes the directional reprojection. And then there's other games that have PS5 enhancements that help run them at like 120 native hertz. And so you do get some benefits elsewhere as well. But No Man's Sky is really the main one that I wanted, and anything else would just be a bonus. A big one that's upcoming that could really, really use the PSSR support is going to be Flight Simulator. If that can utilize if that has PS5 Pro support, that is going to be absolutely necessary to have the best experience possible. That could make a huge, huge difference. You may want to, if you're willing to spend the money on a PS5 Pro, but you don't think you'd really benefit from the enhancements enough, or there's not enough games that are supported, then I'd seriously consider something like the bHaptics vest, which to me is like a next level of immersion that it brings, and it's something a little bit different. I mean, they're both about the same price, and I just feel like you get a lot more from the haptics vest. I think it's one of the coolest accessories. But that being said, I'll be talking about that in another video another day. But if you're pretty happy with where the PS5 is right now, then I don't think you need to go out and buy one today, unless something like Flight Sim, drops, and it makes a huge difference with that. So right now, while they're on sale, it could make a big difference. But overall, I like it, but I also don't feel like it was like something I had to have. But I look forward to testing more games out, seeing the difference, and just getting more time with it. But that being said, No Man's Sky is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm super happy to get to play it in the best way possible, because I have a very expensive graphics card, and No Man's Sky with a PS5 Pro absolutely smashes what it's capable of on a PC, not only graphically, but you've got the eye-tracked rendering, you've got the headset rumble, the haptics, adaptive triggers. It's amazing that even though the Pro is like a $600 device, it's actually crushing like a $3,500 PC. So that's something to note as well. That's really, really impressive. But guys, thank you so much once again to everybody who donated to help, fund me getting this. Like I said, I chipped in as well. Appreciate everything they do over at Hello Games as well, continuing the amazing support for No Man's Sky. And yeah, man, I look forward to testing out more stuff and sharing as soon as I can. But thank you guys so much. I hope you found the video useful, and I'll see you on the next one.